So, something a little different. A 2004 Daihatsu Copen Turbo. The bumper at the front here gives a bit of an indication what the situation is, but I'll fill you in. This has been sat in the place where I get my MOTs done for as long as I remember. And the other day they said they wanted to scrap it. Reason being, the engine is seized. So I think they took it in for a customer to do it. Made a start, found the engine was completely seized and kaput, and the customer didn't want to go ahead with it. So I've bought it. Now, as you can see, it's missing quite a few pieces, but I have put them all inside. So, my plan of action, I'm not going to bother finding an engine for it. I think they're available, and these are quite valuable once they're together, but I think I'm just going to put it back together and stick it on eBay and let it go, because to be fair, I didn't pay much for it. I'm sure I'm going to make a few quid on it, and that's enough for me. I don't want to sit around waiting for an engine, put another engine in, find there's something wrong with it, or blah, blah, blah. So I'd rather just sell it spares and repairs. If I can get it all back together, get the power on it, and get everything working, making sure the roof works, windows work, everything, then, yeah, should be at least a day's money, hopefully a bit more. So yeah, need to get it in and get started. I've put the Daihatsu back together now. Not perfectly, not completely, just together enough so it's complete. So we've got the front panel on, the new radiator in, the aircon condenser back in, radiator on, lights in, wings on, bonnet on, etc. And I've just hooked some power up to the Defender because the battery's completely flat. Because I'd like to see if that that roof works more than anything else, because I'd imagine that's probably a game changer on these. If it's knackered, it's probably not worth doing anything with. So let's see whether it works. Well, we've had this little Mini in. It came in non-running. That apparently there was fuel leaking from it. So I'll insert some pictures here. But basically, we've taken off all the fuel hoses, replaced them all with new hose and new proper Jubilee clips. We've also done an oil change, changed the filter and the oil in place. What did we get? This stuff, classic 20W50, which is recommended for classic minis. This little car, I'll zoom out. Yes, this little car has had a restoration recently, as in a few years, not this week. So we have done those bits. The customer's saying the brakes aren't very good either. So tomorrow, when I haven't got Poocher with me, I will take it out for a road test and see what the brakes are like. So I'll report back once I've done that. Right, well, we've been out on a little test drive in the Mini. The brakes are shit. The gear change from third to second is terrible. And I've now got hip dysplasia because the seat don't go backwards and forwards. But it drove all right. There was a bit of a knocking noise. And as I say, the brakes are terrible. So I've just gone around and bled all the system. Some of the fluid that came out the back was pretty dark, so I've flushed the whole lot, put new fluid throughout. And I did notice something else, which was probably my knocking noise. I don't know if I'll be able to do it one-handed. Hang on. Right. Driver's side front wheel doesn't move when you push it. passenger front wheel, loose. I think the shock has had it. So I've just let the customer know, so we'll see what they say. But other than that, it runs and drives lovely. I'm just a bit too long to be in it really, but I suppose when I do mine, big if, I can always move the seat back, put some runners in, whatever. Right, I'll await the customer's decision. I'm going to put it back on the floor and go and test the brakes now, though I've re-bled them all. Make sure they're all right. Right, back on the Mini, we've had to change all the shocks. The customer decided to change all the shocks. So, as you can see there, I have done 3. I haven't shown you how, because it's very simple. Top bolt, bottom bolt, undo it, swap, do it back up. Simple as that. The only issue is with this rear one is we have the tank in the boot, so we can't get to the top bolt. So we've got to remove the tank. So first thing I'm going to do is undo the nice new fuel line I've got there. That's the overflow vent pipe. Undo that, drain it all into a can, and then obviously we can get the tank out. So I'll quickly undo that and start draining it now. Right, well, we've got all the fuel out. We've got a whole sort of 20 litre can out. I put, what, I don't know, 10's worth in it. No, probably a bit more than that, can't remember now. And obviously there was some left in there that from before. So take the fuel cap off, and that's the fuel tank in there. We've got a bolt down here that isn't actually done up that well, so we'll investigate that. And you've got to unplug the sender unit. I don't know if there's any more bolts. There's a hole up there, but nothing in it. So we'll unplug that, undo that, pull the tank strap out the way, and we'll see what we're left with. And there we go, the tank is swung out the way, and we can now get to the top nut on the shock. So we'll undo that. And then we can undo the bottom nut there. You can see I've almost undone it all. Just, well, the equivalent of 14 mil, what's that, 9/16 or something? Oh no, probably smaller than that. Oh no, yeah, 9/16 I think. Undo that, obviously slide that shock out, slide the new one in, and then reverse the procedure. Right, well, all the shocks are changed. It's filled back up with fuel. We've been out on a test drive, all good, brakes still all good. Drives really nicely. Quite a nice little example, this car. All the shocks there, they don't look too bad. A couple of them are wet and they've got no resistance to them. They just open and close really easily. So they've definitely all had it. But we've got a nice new matching set on there now. So I think it's time it can go back to the customer. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and share. And we'll see you again soon in another video. Thanks guys.